greetings. Anyang Hashimnika, good morning. It is a pleasure to be with you all. And thank you, Dr. Peter. You have made my task that much easier because it so happens that broadly I agree with what your outlook and stance. Let me say at the outset, the US matters. The US matters. Developments and outlook of the US has an impact far beyond its borders. And I would also add that rarely in the history of the US has such an experienced political leader come to office, has occupied the White House, and as significantly, he has also put together with great speed and alacrity a very competent, cerebral, and experienced team. We remember what had happened 4 years ago, so it makes all the difference. He is an old school gentleman politician, and he has been very quick from day one to spell out his outlook and priorities, both domestic and external. Clearly, there is so much that a leader has to attend to back home. So it is natural that he is giving a lot of emphasis to domestic affairs. And as Dr. Peter said, there is a thin line dividing domestic policies and external policies. One has an impact on the other. But on the external front, the message is very clear. Read my lips, America is back. And also, there is a refreshing candor in that America cannot do it alone. America will lead not merely by example of power, but power of example. And I know that there is a bit of political rhetoric, but well, there is a refreshing change of tone, and especially from the uncertainty that had surrounded the US foreign policy outlook, if one can call it foreign policy in the 4 years, I think this is a refreshing change. I would not, I have also looked at it in a similar refrain as Dr. Peter does, but instead of calling it 4R, I discern a few distinct features which is stated in by him and also borne out in practice. One, I think there is a sense of realism and realpolitik, which is clearly discernible. In his article that he had penned in April 2020, before he assumed office, then candidate Biden had said that by nearly every measure, the credibility and influence of the United States in the world has diminished. Certainly it has diminished, but it remains, as I said in my very opening remarks, a preeminent power. And not just militarily, but in innovation, in infotech. Yes, it is no longer the sole economic power. Secondly, it's also a fact that the 20-year war on terror has led to a huge drain in its resources, and that will have an impact on what the US does. And I'm here talking in the context of the security matrix, notwithstanding stated positions in the years ahead. The withdrawal from Afghanistan does not enhance American standing in the region and beyond. I do understand that after 20 years, it is difficult, but the impact that is there cannot be overlooked. It is realpolitik which led to the meeting between Putin and President Biden. It was, I think, handled very well. No leader, especially the US, wants a two-front situation. It was carefully choreographed, meticulously prepared. Expectations were systematically underplayed. And once cameras were off, they got down to brass tacks, they got down to business. It was diplomacy at its best, as I've written in my articles also. And also, I would dare say that most countries are willing to follow the American lead if America is willing to lead. And that there is, to that extent, there is a continuity. In his approach, there is also the traditionalism. Once again, there is reliance on diplomacy, peaceful talks, and persuasion in achieving foreign policy objectives, synergizing between friends and allies, Quad, G7, NATO, Putin. all these developments are an example of good old traditional politics as opposed to abrasiveness or dominance, squeezing the hand of the interlocutor into a pulp, and so on and so forth. And then I slightly diverge with Dr. Peter that there is, I would call it a ubiquitous rhetoric, the emphasis on human rights, freedom of speech, democracy. We believe in everything, all three of them. I mean, we are the largest democracy, and these are good ideals, but we all know that in real life, this is applied more as per political expediency and followed more in breach than observance. Uh, and with respect to the Trump administration, Biden administration is following a policy of continuity and change. Change in that he has undone a lot of things that was arbitrarily decided by his predecessor, including rejoining the Paris Accord, reassuring the allies of the American security commitments, re-engaging with NATO, and most importantly, reviving the JCPOA negotiations. He has adjusted America's relationship with Saudi Arabia, and then there is continuity, where, to the credit of the Biden administration and the Secretary of State, they have recognized what change the Trump administration brought about. And here they are giving primacy to the Indo-Pacific region, to Quad. They have designated China as the most serious competitor. It is worth noting, I don't have the time to get into further detail, but they have not, unlike the Trump team, never called China an adversary, and therein hangs a tale. Very interestingly, President Biden has said, we are ready to work with Beijing when it is in America's interest to do so. I mean, I don't know of anybody who works with another country when it is not in its interest to do so. And then I mentioned already the speedy withdrawal from Afghanistan. And lastly, the investigation into the origin of COVID. Despite what has been said, I think I would dare say that something does not smell right. Close to 20 months have lapsed. The trail has gone cold. Now we know that even from the NIH database, at the request of China, there were important data which was deleted, unheard of. I've served in the US, follow the US. And we all know that there will not be a smoking gun. There will be only pointers and circumstantial evidence, which has been completely ignored. I say that with all sense of responsibility. How it will pan out is anybody's guess, but there are certain things which require answers which are elusive. Thank you very much. And thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor.